Yeah, I think we should start the meeting.
Neha Khandelwal.
Ola done?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's begin. So a very good evening, नमस्कार. मैं नेहा खंडेलवाल स्वागत करती हूँ आप सभी का to this beautiful platform of Forum for Indian Professionals. It's rightly said that behind every successful woman there is a tribe of other successful women who have her back. There is no limit that we as a women can accomplish. And इसी कोट को emphasize करते हुए the Forum for Indian Professionals welcomes you to this great initiative, She a Role Model. We will be having a live interaction with the multi-talented women who have excelled in all the spheres of their lives and are a true source of inspiration and motivation for all the others in our CA fraternity. So I am so excited to see all your happy faces. That reminds me of the saying, आप सभी के चेहरे की जो ये मुस्कान है वही तो हमारे महफिल की शान है. तो जब महफिल इतनी अच्छी सज चुकी है, we have such multi-talented speakers before us and audience इतनी अच्छी है, so host भी कोई special ही होगा. So let me welcome the host for today's evening, CA Neha Garg. Let me give you a brief introduction about her. She has started her professional journey since May 2011 after securing an All India 25th rank in her CA finals. Having a 2 years of experience in corporate life, she is currently working as a partner in a renowned chartered accountancy practicing firm in Mumbai for more than 7 years. She is having a complete vibrant personality, a responsible wife, a sweet daughter, a loving mother to a 5-year beautiful girl, a YouTuber, blogger, author, a social worker, and an avid traveler. She has also penned down her beautiful journey of being CA in a book named Swing. Reminding you again, I just said it was just a brief introduction about her. So without wasting much time, let's begin our discussion. So welcome Neha ma'am, over to you. Neha ma'am, is there?
Thank you, Neha, for this wonderful introduction.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been an honor to be with all of you here.
So, hello friends, I am CA Neha Garg, your host for the evening. So, friends, today's topic is She, a Role Model. From the ancient time, women has to prove their very existence, and it's not always easy for them to pursue their goals, their dreams. However, whenever a challenge is thrown to a woman, she has always passed it with a flying colors. So friends, whether be it a Rani Lakshmibai who fought the pride for Jhansi, or Kiran Bedi who was the first IPS of India, or Nirmala Sitharaman who is our first lady finance minister. Friends, there are top women who inspires us, who empower us. Also, I think it's really important for us to recognize that we are here because of all the people that have paved the way for us. You know, I know that I am here because I was inspired by so many women, so many people. That is why I am here. It's interesting how we continue to inspire each other, and it really is a web of influence. I would start the session with the very inspiring quote by Marisa Mayer. I always did something I was a little not ready to. I will repeat. I always did something I was a little not ready to. I think that's how you grow. When there's a moment of, wow, I'm not really sure I can do this. and you push through those moments. That's when you have a breakthrough. So women are leaders in their field, chosen as wonderful role models for young women in our community. Today, to share their journey, we have with us CA Kavita Loyaji, who despite of various hurdles in her life, always fearlessly pushed herself high in the sky and enjoyed her journey like a swing, and pursued her career after marriage when most of the women gives up. She became chartered accountant in May 2000 from Nagpur, and within a very short span of period, she became the first lady chairman of Nagpur branch of ICAI. It is in 2008 and 2009, which shows her dedication towards her profession, balancing her joint family and her kid. She has a keen interest in painting and reading. She has also got her journey inked in a book which is known as Swing. So, friends, I would like you all to welcome CA Kavita Loyaji. Our next speaker for the day is CA Ruta Chitleji. CA Ruta Chitleji has created her path for herself, her thinking of never to settle for anything. And to achieve the pride and recognition, she decided to become chartered accountant. She became chartered accountant in the year 2002. Her idea of success was not about the money. She make what difference she could bring in people's life, which keeps bringing the people to her to solve their problems. It's when she decided to nominate herself for the elections so that she can help the people more and in a better way. She was a former chairman of Pune branch of ICAI. Her keen interest is in painting and archaeology. Friends, I would like you all to welcome our speaker, CA Ruta Chitleji. Our third but not the least speaker for the day is CA Janet Agrawalji. CA Janet Agrawalji is a live example that life will give you whatever you want to achieve. From her journey of becoming a chartered accountant in 2004 from Mumbai, she is holding a lot of degrees, CA, CS, AMCOM. She owns various awards for being the youngest CFO and director in last 16 years of her career. She has pursued her passion of being a fashion designer too. She is a title winner of Gorgeous Beauty Queen of Maharashtra 2019, Beauty for Cause November 2019, and Mrs. Popular November 2019. She also got her journey of becoming chartered accountant inked in a book known as Swing. So friends, we would like you to welcome our third speaker for the day, CA Janet Agrawalji. So friends, with this brief intro of these speakers, let's move to the question and answer round. We are going to have 3 rounds of question and answer. So I would start with you, Kavita ji. So you had a journey of ups and downs, moving from USA to Mumbai, then married in Nagpur in a large joint Marwadi family. Our viewers would like to know a gist about your journey of pursuing career after being married and having a kid.
Hello, everyone. When you actually look back, it sounds like a very big journey, but because I enjoyed every part of my journey, it didn't really look like a journey. But of course, not being in an army family or central officer of family, being in a chartered accountant family, still I had the chance to move to many places and get the experiences. I think right from the age of, I think I was in 3rd grade when we shifted to Chicago. And that was my first cultural shock. I'll call it cultural shock now. At that time, it was like the whole world turned topsy-turvy, you know. I mean, from Calcutta, where it was a very conservative society, and from an all-girls school, shifting to Chicago, which was definitely a different world, and it sounded like an alien country, where the society, the norms, even the fashion, here we dress up, even, we were in skirts and frocks, and there they are in shorts and jeans. Entering, I just remember entering the school every day and seeing some 500 kids, staring at you, eyeing what you're doing. Every action is being observed. Right from, the way you wear, the way you talk, everything is being observed at that time. And this I'm talking about in India, about 30 odd years back, India, and that to Calcutta, and shifting to US, where American accent, the rolling of R. The teachers used to think, because I don't know English, they used to try to teach me. I used to tell them, I understand English, but I don't understand your accent. So it was the accent, even the food. Going to cafeteria and seeing people just observing me. And when I go to the cafeteria and see the food, the full food menu was alien to me. Even pizza, I didn't know what was pizza. I remember telling my mom, I had Maggie, but yahan pe Maggie curly nahi hoti hai because it was spaghetti. So that is how naive we were at that time, and those looks, those jokes, and I knew I had convinced myself that I'll, fight it out and make friends. And it was a matter of maybe just few months, and I had a good number of friends with me. So that was one shift of changes. That's why I always say that life is full of changes, and you have to just accept the changes and enjoy the change and be in that change. Again, when I shifted back to India, again, I got admitted into Ruparel College, which is again a conservative Maharashtrian college, So I did a lot of R&D. Kaisa college hai, how are the people, and I got to know that it is a very conservative. So I dressed up in a very conservative way, because being in US for so many years, I had become a bit tomboyish. And the funny thing is, it worked not right for me, because they saw me in a very, typical Indian dresses, and I had a very thick accent. So they thought maybe I'm, making style and giving an accent. That day when I was talking to you, Neha, I remembered one incident which I want to share with everybody today. Being so many years in US, we were quite Americanized, though my parents made sure that we had our Indian touch. But the funny thing was, people used to look at me, ki ye thoda dikha rahi hai, this type, And once we had to go to Bombay University for some work, and and they had told me ki there's a bus stop called Kala Ghoda. So you have to get down at Kala Ghoda, and then you have to walk your way to Bombay University. So I was like, fine. And the funny thing is, I told the conductor, ek ticket Black Horse ka dena. So the conductor is giving me this funny looks, because they don't have time, to mess around. Then luckily I had some of my college mates in the same bus, and then they realized that she's a genuine person. वो बना नहीं रही है. And then I realized, I'm talking Black Horse, because we were so trained to talk in English and listen in Hindi, converse in English, So
Very true.
that many things you had to keep continuously changing yourself. And again, then shifting back to just after college, getting married in an early age, and shifting from a typical urban nuclear family where I was a total tomboy, and then getting married to a typical Marwadi joint family, and that again 25 years back Marwadi family, not the ones which we have today, and to get cladded in sari 24/7, But then again, I took that also as a, fun. And I believe that whatever you do, you should perfect it. Whether you like it or not, once perfection should come in whatever is given to you. And then you decide whether you want to carry on with that. And again, that came as a benefit to me, that I learned wearing sari so well that day till today, I get compliments the way I wear my sari, which I was zero in when I had gotten married. And I'm appreciated for that. And it has become my status symbol. So this
That's
is
incredible. That's
it's
incredible.
a small thing, but the thing is that from all my changes, and every time with a different cultural shock, you feel you're ready for this, and then you get a different cultural shock with yourself. One lesson I've learned and I live by it is that you live the change, because change is inevitable. It will come in your life. Maybe for me it is the locations, for somebody it will be something else. Sometimes it is health, it can be anything. Sometimes it's a professional change. But what I feel is that accept the change, don't fight it out. If you accept and live in the change, and first of all you perfect your change. I mean, you try to enjoy it, and once you have lived into that change and enjoyed it, then you make a change in your change. Once you've whatever surrounding you have gotten, and if you start perfecting it, and uske baad you feel ki nahi, ye part change karna chahiye, and then when you change, that will be a genuine change with public will accept it. Your people around you will accept it and respect it, because first you have adopted their situations, and then you're making a change. So that becomes an easy way than to fight it out. If you're just fighting it the minute, because मैं तो ऐसी थी and मैं ऐसी ही करूंगी, so it is like all cribbing, and it is a very lost battle. And I can say this because I have lived it that way, and I have found success every time. And
Indeed, Kavita ji, I
about
agree
to
with you. I have read your story, and it is incredible, and it is full of the challenges which you have adopted.
And one thing I keep telling even in my story, that don't accept it as a challenge. Just think it's a change situation, and how you can tackle it. So once you think it is not a challenge, it is a situation, and the situations change. Believe me, nothing is permanent. तो आपने एक बार उसको मास्टर कर लिया, तो वो जो चीज तुमको लगता है कि मैंने फाइट किया है, वो बहुत ही छोटी चीज हो जाती है, and you become a winner. And that self-esteem which you get out of it, and the respect from the others which you get, oh, that's like the best.
That's
gift
very
you can get from life.
very. Thank you, Kavita ji, for the wonderful answer. Now we will move on to Ruta ji. Ruta ji, you were having a very good, well-doing job, very reputed job in Bank of America. What made you switch to practice and with no financial support and no clients in hand, and you started with a scratch?
Thank you, Neha. First of all, I would like to congratulate Balkishan ji and Neha also for having such a wonderful program, Forum for Indian Professionals. This is perhaps the first time I am even hearing about it, and it is really nice that we can share our journey to different professionals also. Kavita ma'am, really hats off. I've read your book, and it is really very interesting that you keep on saying that yes, change is something that we need to accept. Janet, fantastic. I'm always like inspired when I look at her, because it is like she is a very beautiful woman inside out. So thank you very much, Balkishan ji. It was because of you I'm able to share my thoughts to all the professionals here. And thank you for selecting me to be a role model at that. Coming back to your question, Neha, I would like to say this, that challenges is something that makes life interesting. Let me go back a few years flashback before I went to a foreign bank and did started my job there when I became a chartered accountant. Before that, I was actually working as an article with GD Upton Company, which is a Pune-based firm. And though I was from Thane, I came to Pune only because I wanted to work completely, as an audit-based firm. I was totally in awe and search. That time, there were no search engines. I'm talking some 25 years ago. So all I had to do is really, work out that where I want to work. And in Mumbai, there are a lot of time is wasted in commutation from here to there. So I thought that I should go to Pune. And it's a challenge in itself. I had to convince my mother and father both, because I'm the only child, that I need to, go to Pune. This was like first challenge for myself. So when I shifted to Pune, being a part of GDFT, and after that, I passed my CA in 2002. But then A foreign bank was a challenge, yes, but again it was very much routine. And coming back to Pune, I always kept in touch with the partners there in JD Uptake, and Shashank Patki, who is also my husband. So he was their partner at that time. And once I met him there, and he said, "No, please don't come here." So I said, "Why? What? Why are you saying this?" So then he said, "No, I am starting my own firm." So that time I took a chance that yes, anyway I was thinking about practice, but somewhere you need some support, one support at least to start a practice. So it was then in 2002 we decided to set up our firm, and it was a challenge in the sense that I had left my job. Shashank also had left JD Apte, and there were simply no clients. He never took any client even from JD Apte. So no, there was absolutely not a single rupee which we received for like maybe 8 months to an year. And basically, as I told you, we were from a very modest background. Like Shashank or myself, we had no, we could not afford also. But see, that kept me going. That nothing doing. I want to, do practice. I don't want to do service. That was what was decided, and I think I'm very lucky to have a partner like him because we could stick to our basic vision that we want to be an audit firm. And now, after 18 years, I'm really proud to say that we have two offices of our own and with a staff. And it was really very, challenge. What I would like to say here is keep on accepting challenges. Don't see accepting challenges, make it interesting, and then you can move ahead in life with that. So that is what I wanted to say. That practice is some. If you want to practice, don't do it halfway. Many people, have this. I've seen. I mean, many people where they maybe a spouse does a job and the husband starts a practice or something. I don't do it haphazard. I told Shashank that I don't want to, do job. If I want to practice,
Very true.
I want to practice. So that is what it is.
Very true. And we appreciate your fighting spirit.
Thanks, Neha.
So next question, we will move on to Janet Ji. Janet Ji, you became CFO at a very young age. You even own various awards for being the youngest CFO and director. The position itself brings, I think, so an assumption to the age. So how did you manage to break this assumption?
So, thank you, Neha, for the question. You are dealing with owners, different stakeholders. You are dealing with partners, from Big Four. Then you're dealing with, other big firms. In my career, I was dealing with some firms where they were doing restructuring of my company and FDI, RBI. I was, doing that. Then feasibility studies that I was doing with Mahajan Ibara. So there were big names that I'm taking also, Cushman Wakefield or KPMG, these kind of firms. And there were owners, where we were, because I worked a lot in startups, majority of my career has gone in startups. So in when I was working with these startups, you had to sit into meetings where they are looking up to you as to you are the decision maker. And that time, one thing that I always kept in mind, in my entire career on my life. Uh, One is we are, they look at you as you're a woman, and second is you're very young. So you're judged as to whether you have the knowledge, and if you are the woman, then are you really available for everything, or at odd hours also, or I know, is she going to be available, or she's going to have other house chores, that she is going to give an excuse in her career that no, I have to go home. So these were some of the things that used to always pop in every time that I was sitting with people. But there are some things that I want to say, about whether it's a woman or a man or anybody. When you are at that position, sit into a meeting, you should know your business. You should know what you are going to speak. That clarity of your mind and thought has to be there, as to what is that meeting about. Once you have that knowledge, and you open your mouth, I mean, actually, I'm being a little this harsh here probably with my this, but when you open, and you say, you talk about that subject matter, you actually, I have actually slipped off the floor, I can say. with the knowledge. So the first thing is, forget about your young, your woman, your all that. But what that was one thing. Your clarity of speech has to be really clear. You can't have that get back attitude that I will get back. Then then you're not a leader. I mean, you have to put it in such a way that you are one of those people who is gauging in that meeting itself that is this feasible for me? Is this what I want? And is this going to work for my company? So you actually work as this is my company. It is not you're working as an employee. When you are at that position, you're not working that way. You're working as, is this beneficial or is this not beneficial? I have always also maintained that you need to have your network of people, because you deal with so many different kind of people, and any kind of task can be done by anybody. It could be one licensing agent doing one license. If he says no, I need to have the second option. So plan A, plan B, it has to be there with you. And if it's not there, you have to get out of the chair and ask. You have to ask people, make a lot of phone calls. The another thing that is very important is organized calendar. I am available all the time. In fact, I would say that I work round the clock all the time, available all the time for lot of meetings, because it's not that today I am working 9 to 6. You cannot work as per the clock. But with that, I have also maintained my work-life balance, and that's how there are other achievements that I've
Very
done.
nice.
But I am available. I'm available for people, and but my calendar is really organized. I know that today, and then my follow-ups, because this is so important. That once I met somebody, like I met an auditor, and I want something from him, or I want him to do a restructuring of my company. But then if I do not follow up and I don't give him a timeline, not just about me, I give him a timeline that please, I need this by this date. Can you do it? If he says no, I need to go to another firm, because there is something ticking, with the stakeholders and the owners. Time is ticking especially when it's a startup. You're pressed with time. So plus with that, you're managing different kind of people in your team, and you're giving them also directions. So you are multitasking so many things. But every time that I was in a meeting, I was very clear with my timelines. I was very clear with what I want. I knew my business very well. Like, I'm in front of hospitality. I knew what I need and when I need what. So they couldn't be like,
Very
fumbling
nice.
with words, or that doesn't happen. So when you don't, when you don't do that, plus I always value people's time. So if I have given time, that 1 hour to somebody, I'm there before time. I'm there really at that time, so that it starts at that time. In fact, I've been even once arrogant, or probably you can say arrogant, that I have said no to a CEO meeting me because he came 10 minutes late, and he didn't have the courtesy to even tell my secretary that I'm going to be late. So
Very nice,
and I had
Janet.
a back-to-back meeting. So I courteously told him that I'm really sorry, but because you have arrived late, I won't be able to finish this meeting. And I respect your position, but respect the time that you've given me, and
That's
you
a very
respect the
bold
time
move, I
that
would say.
you've given. And so probably he was taken back, and he probably felt that it's a woman, and I probably will smile at her, and she will say, let's sit for the meeting. But I said no, let's take another time. Let's take some other
That's
time.
a very
So
very bold move, Janet, I would say. And you have really pointed out well points. I think so. Our viewers will really do these things. They will organize their schedule. They will organize their calendar, and of course, education and knowledge. That's very much important. You should be well known about your facts. Very nice, Janet ji. So moving on to Kavita ji. Kavita ji, you have become the first lady chairman of Nagpur branch of ICAI, which in itself brings a lot of responsibilities. So how did you manage the work and life balance with your joint family and your kid? You are muted. Kavita ji, you are muted.
Sorry. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Janet, that is a very true point, that you should not be pushed over. To make your point is a very one thing we have to learn, because many times as a woman we feel that we are obligated to oblige others, but when there is a limit, certain limits have to be drawn, and I really appreciate that. And coming back to my question, yes, one more fact I want to add, that when I stood for election and got elected as a chairperson of Nagpur branch, at the same time my husband was elected the Rotary president of Rotary Club of Nagpur Ishanya, which is one of the second largest club of our district, 3030. And it was like two roles. Being a first lady of a Rotary Club has its own work profile, and being a chairperson. And at the third challenge was, my son was in the 10th grade. And you know how the 10th key exam are being looked at in our society. So many of my friends used to get worried, so many roles, how can you, and being in a joint family, of course. But then, as Janet said, time management, and not only time management, but people management. Actually, I learned a lot during this public life of 6-7 years, which I was in the public life, that the art of male or female, whoever it is, when you study any person of success, two things are very sure, that time management will definitely you should know. But the second is people management. You should know, you cannot just see, if you want to say something, you can say it politely and make your point. You don't have to be very rough about it and ruffle anybody's feathers. But that's what I learned during these time, and having these three very important roles, being a mother of a 10th grader, and then a first lady, and then also of a this chairperson. And another thing which I want to point out is prioritizing our roles. You're in many roles, and you have to set your priority. What is your priority? Now, this word has been very commonly used, prioritize, we kept telling everybody. But I want to put a bit of, I want to open up a window, what is prioritizing? When we say we want to prioritize it, see, we have many roles to play. I mean, male, female, irrespective of which gender you are. In my case, I'm just giving my example, that at that point of time, that year, I was a chairperson, I was a first lady, I was a mother, and at the same time, I was a daughter-in-law of a joint family. And I had to understand each role. I mean, when you say prioritize, every role which you are, you understand what are the responsibilities and duty of that role. Study it properly. Is role mein what are your duties? And of the 10 duties, what are the duties which is sole your duty? Ye tumhare bina nahi ho sakta. I mean, everything you cannot do. So you have to shed some duties away. You have to delegate it. Problem kya hoti hai with us? We feel ki without me nothing can happen. This is impossible. Certain things which is done by you, and even in office, if you think everything you will do, then you are nowhere. Same thing when I realized that kuch cheez mujhe hi karni padegi, and certain things I can delegate. And that is how I worked through that whole year. I delegated certain things, and certain things I think, I'll just give a small example out of that. I mean, during that chairmanship period, I shed my duty of a professional, being a CA, a little bit. As a daughter-in-law, I totally neglected it because I could not do that much. But yes, I found that being a mother, I cannot shed fully. And at that time, more than my elder son, which was in 10th grade, I thought I had made him responsible and independent enough to do it on his own. And he did it full studies on his own. But the younger one was in 2nd or 3rd grade, what I remember. That kid, the younger one, Harsh, he needed me in the early mornings. All he needed me was in the early mornings and maybe in the night. So what happens is, when you're a chairperson and being in Nagpur, which every other day there was a program, and every other weekend some dignitaries coming and you have to receive them on the airport, which was a tradition of a Nagpur branch, that a chairperson goes and visits them, welcome them at the. Then I realized ki ye to mera the whole year I can scrap meeting my child and attend the dignitaries, or maybe I can just not attend him at the airport and then be with him the whole day. And I chose that because that half an hour I felt child was more important. So everybody said, "You're not going to go, you're not." I said, "No, my vice chairman will go and receive the chairperson. I will join them later on."
Very
So
nicely
that
summarized.
that put a peace for the whole year, and there was no guilty feeling. And I think I balanced both home and profession at the same time. And the whole
Very
year
nicely
round,
summarized, Kavita ji.
yes, and just one second. And the thing I wanted to put
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point again here, कि जब हम बोलते हैं ना equality, which is, I want to shun that word, women and men equality. See, you can manage it. You don't have to be like a man. You are a woman, accept it, enjoy it, and take a way out of it. The whole year round, I did not attend any parents teacher meeting. My husband attended, because board meetings and the meetings I attended. But the morning duties, I didn't delegate it. So I think that is the point, that you accept your priorities and then go ahead with it.
Very nicely summarized, Kavita ji. You need to say no sometimes, you need to delegate, and of course, you can do it once you understand the responsibility in each job. So, next we will move on to Ruta ji. Ruta ji, you were chairman of Pune branch of ICAI. What message you would like to give to our female viewers who hold themselves back from entering into politics because of the stereotype mentality of our society that politics is male dominant area and not good for women?
Neha, this is some topic which is very close to my heart, in the sense that I have always seen, as far as Pune is concerned, there are hardly 2 women members and only 1 woman member who was a chairman before me. So even now, there are, in a mega branch of 10,000 members, only 2 women in politics, I mean, in elections, in councils, is a very dire situation, I would say. And whenever I spoke to my friends about politics, it was always, no, no, please don't tell me about politics. Tell something else. So this is not politics. It is a passion to, connect to people, get their problems solved. So actually, my husband again, he was actually going to contest for central council. He could never contest at those times, though he has a lot of contacts in Maharashtra and Gujarat. But somehow many people used to come to him, and he also involved me in their problem solving. So then we later on thought that, okay, it's better to be in the system if we really want to help people. And that is the first reason why I thought of entering into politics. And let me tell all my women friends, please come forward and really participate in them, because I feel that women definitely bring about a balance. That is one thing. And do not hesitate to take support of the family members. Let me take this opportunity to, apologize. I'm using the word apologize to my mother and as well as my son, because of the inconvenience, caused to them when I was doing, as Kavita ji said, really chairmanship is a very challenging job. And I really want to apologize to both of them, because they have spared their time and, understood that this is something which I really want to do. And so for point one is that without their support, I could not have done it. So whatever passion you want to follow, please take support of your parents, your in-laws. They are there to help you. They definitely recognize that this is something that you want to do. Please don't hesitate to go ahead and ask for their help, and they are anyway there to help you. So point one. And second point is that please follow your passion, identify what you really want to do, and take it up. I just summarize it with one dialogue which I really love from SRK. That is, अगर किसी चीज को तुम दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात तुम्हें उनसे मिलाने में लग जाती है. So please follow this. This is my personal experience, that if you want something, you will have it. So that's it.
Very nicely gestured, Ruta ji. And I agree with your thoughts. Politics is everywhere. Even if you work at your company, your job, there also you have to face politics. So why only this area you should be there?
That is true. Any place politics is there. You cannot just escape it. So why not face it and manage it, challenge it.
Very nice, very nice. I hope so our female viewers will get motivated to come forward in and we will see more female members in the stand. Okay, so now we will move on to Janet ji. Janet ji, what message you would like to give to students who think or who gives up on their dreams just because of the financial barrier or some struggles they face due to money?
So, whatever you do, you should do it with your heart. Whatever you have got into, and you feel that this is what I want to pursue. Like I had that determination, and I had decided that I want to become a CA. And in my journey, you will see that I did not have the money. I was studying on scholarships. I was studying on benefactors, and I started working also at the age of 16. And every time that I was thinking of, how am I going to pay my fees, or how am I going to buy my books, or even going for tuitions, it was not possible. But I had decided that I want to do this. Rather I had put in it is very funny, but I had put in a small board that I am going to become a CA. So even that was reminding me constantly. It was my dream. It was reminding me constantly that this is going to change my life. So when you take that decision, you're so clear with your conscience that this is what I want to do. I am actually putting all my way. It's like where there's a will, there is a way. Even if there is some broken crack, I will get out of from there, and I will achieve whatever I want. I'm going to grow, and that's my way. I was not letting anything come on my way. That focus was there. As I always say, work-life balance. I also say study-life balance. I would even watch a movie. I would go for picnic also, but that's one day. No, I'm not hovering around that picnic for 7 days. So one day I enjoy. Next 7 days I'm studying. So I had even made a plan of how that focus has to be there, and you have to take bold decisions. Not listen to a third person. You can't do that. So push yourself. As much as possible, even if there is nobody else pushing you. So you push your through your limits, and you will achieve them. You will gloriously achieve them. And trust me, even today I'll tell the students, once you have achieved this, in my life I see there is so much respect that you get, forever in your life. I have got everything. Like financially, I'm telling you, I was struggling for one. This today, I am able to sponsor kids. I've gone to that level that I have achieved so much that I understand the pain of the students, and we try helping other students to get. So it's we have to stop giving excuse to yourself that I don't have classes and I'm not able to do this. But gauge yourself. I mean, understand your own self and say not that you need classes for every subject. You may need for one. You may need help from someone. You can take a 15-day crash. You may take a 1 month. So there are so many ways of getting out of things if you really want to do it. So you have to do it in that manner. So you have to pursue your career. Give yourself those 4-5 years, and you're done with it. I mean, you made your career. You make it or you break it. So that is what I want to tell the students.
Very nicely pointed out, Janet. I like the thing you put everything on your board. That is a goal chart, and I think so that's something which you should pursue your goals. Very nice. So moving on to Kavita ji, you were in the chairman position. You were very young at that age. So how did you dealt with the stereotypes, and who used to say कि अरे आप ये क्या कर रहे हो, ये ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है, ये तो इतने सालों से ऐसे ही चलते आया है, आप सडनली कैसे चेंज कर सकते हो? So how did you dealt with those situations? You are muted. Kavita ji, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, that is a very commonly heard, not only because of male, female, I think, also because certain things, maybe some senior, because whoever been our chairman earlier, they were always senior members used to become. Now the age has reduced of a chairperson of Nagpur. Earlier, senior members used to become the chairperson of Nagpur, and maybe certain set rules or procedures have been laid down. And कोई भी चीज को आप change करो तो maybe the staff or the members used to question it. And I feel if you are very sure of it, first of all, as I always believe, to change anything, first be in the change, live the change, understand the change, and when you are sure if this is not the way and what you feel should be the way, not because कि हमें कुछ different करना है, See, when you feel कि नहीं मुझे कुछ differently करना है, so then that is not the right. But आप अगर उस चीज को accept मतलब understand करके फिर change लाते हो, so there is a easy acceptability because you are giving reasons why you want that change, and you have to be confident in yourself, because before you become confident, you cannot make a change. There has been a lot of changes which I have made, and I have been questioned on that. But when you're sure of yourself and you know this is the only way to do it, because कुछ चीजें जब उन्होंने की थी, that time it was right. But the thing is, in our society, any change is looked in a big eyes, you know, कि कैसे change हो रहा है. So you have to explain them कि things change, society change, needs change. So you have to change with that. And if you give a good example, it does help. And secondly, what I feel is that how you present yourself makes a lot of difference. You know, that brings a lot of respect. And then with respect, people accept your views and ideas. I mean, even at accounts, maybe there are various way of accounting, but you have to be very strong with your value system. I think that is one thing. Maybe I've been lucky from my parents and even my in-law, my father-in-law. They certain value systems इतना inbuilt हो गया है कि when we cannot think otherwise. जब किसी को सोचते हैं कि उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा, तो we feel कि how can a person think that way? So I think respect your value system and believe in your value system. Don't bend it. You should be adjustable in changes, but value system should be bedrock. And when that is very strong, then people respect you. Maybe short term you will get big eyes and questions on their faces and who and ha, but avoid them, because deep down, if you feel this is right, then it will be right in the long run. And I'll tell you, even in the long run, people remember you for those things and they appreciate those things. So I think वो जितना questions मिलते हैं, be in the system, understand the system, and then change the system with your value system. And don't bend on your value system. And it goes irrespective of which gender, which age you are. Be that strong, and it will help.
Right.
And persistence. The persistence is as Janet says. Be at it. Don't move. Don't move your focus.
Right. Very, very true. You have to be focused and you have to make people understand why you want that change. Very true.
Yes.
So moving on to Rutaji. Rutaji, why you choose CA? Why not any other course?
Actually, there are 2-3 reasons why I chose CA. One of the prime most reason was because I didn't like science. I really didn't like science, and that was, I wanted to earn money. That was another part. Why earn money? Because I had so many interests in my life. I really like, archaeology, as Neha said in my introduction. There was one point I was really going to think about it, or I like paintings, I like textiles, any kind of historical things. But there is always a point where, my grandfather explained to me that you have to either, for living, you need to make money, men or women apart. That's not the point at all. One person, yourself, you have to be self-sustaining. So in that case, the only choice left to me was, commerce. And then it was my father's ardent wish that I should be a CA, because he couldn't do chartered accountancy himself, because in those times, those were really hard times. And he wished that I should be a CA. So I thought, yes, why not? So that was one of the reasons why, I chose CA, and I chose to do audit as a career, because next part is I really love to interact with people. And that is where, I searched for an audit firm. So it was really very interesting. After I, chose CA at Yeardog Foundation, that was not the difficult part, but the difficult part was to go and meet people, talk with them. Because audit is usually, I would like to say this because we all are primarily chartered accountants here, that audit is not of the books, but of people. So, that connection with people is really important. And even while elections, I mean, just it is a second part of my journey as far as elections is concerned. So interacting with people, going ahead and telling them was very awkward for me that please vote for me. So that was a really awkward part. But I really would like to thank even my friends, my colleagues who have supported me. It is not only when I was doing CA. Friends are really an integral part of my life. I could not have done CA, completed it even if it was not for my friends. They really encouraged me to complete it and go ahead with all this. So even the seniors in the profession, they have always been there for me. And this is why I did CA. I really started enjoying once I came to the article shift part, and that's why I could complete CA. CA is like you know. Have something that there need to be a clear cut bifurcation between your hobbies, what you think, what you really like, and some other part which you need to do throughout your life to earn money. There has to be a bifurcation. So you can have interest and you can pursue them also at a later age, but first please try and focus on your financial stability. Any person, let it be a man or a woman, that's not the point, but interest areas and the financial sustainability area should be bifurcated definitely. Thank you, Neha.
Very nicely said, Rutaji. And I think so. It gives one more important message to our viewers that it's not only son who fulfill their parents' wishes; it's daughters also who can fulfill their parents' dream.
So I would
So
that I didn't change my name after marriage. It's my father's name is Subhash Chitale, and I didn't change my name post marriage also. Maybe even my husband let me. I don't know what he thinks, but I really felt that if my father wanted me to become a CA, my mother always made me even though when I was down, I didn't clear the CA in first attempt. So she always used to tell me, it doesn't matter. You need to be, focused on doing CA. You will complete it. Don't worry about it. So it was really my mother and father who made me do this. I didn't change my
true,
name.
true, very true. So moving on to Janet ji. Janet ji, if not CA, then which other profession or which other field you would have been opted for? Because we can see you in fashion designing, in modeling, everywhere you are. So
Yes, I think when I was a kid, I was so fantasized by glamour, and I used to think that I would probably do fashion designing, and I even said this, because I was very good in artwork, really embroidery, or in my class, we had this subject, and I would do so well, neat, and it was very quick, and I would think out of the box. My paintings were awesome, like eight, when I was in 8 years old, also I have some paintings of mine, and they were really nice. And so I used to think that I probably will get into this world, and the glamour is something that I would like to pursue, or that way. But I very clearly soon I realized that your passion can be like Ruta ma'am said that you be clear with what is going to give you financial stability, and that was exactly what was coming to my mind. What is it that is going to be, and plus it wasn't that I was just pursuing CA because I was pretty intelligent. I always stood first in the class. I was bagging scholarships also. So everyone used to say I was pretty intelligent. So then I kept thinking that what is it that I really need to do in my aptitude test? What does it come? And in my aptitude, the first one was creative, which was artwork, art and linguistic and that kind of thing. And the second was numbers. So I picked up the second one because I have no regret about it, because this degree actually has given me everything. Whatever I could really stabilize my mother. I take care of her like like a son. In India we say the son takes care. I have done everything. The financial stability is excellent. And then I didn't forget my passion because it was there, and that's why I did my fashion designing when my son was really small. I had a break for 1 year. I did an advanced course in fashion, and I every time I say do it with your heart. So I bagged the best designer award also. In
oh,
INFD Bandra, where Miss India was wearing my gown. So I said, even if I'm a CA, I'm carrying that, but whatever you do, anything that you do, if it's a passion also, you need to do it, with that heart. So do it with your heart, everything comes out well.
Very nice, Janet. I think so our audience will get this message that whatever you choose as your career, there is always a time to follow your passion.
Yes.
So now, friends, we are going to have some fun round. And for our speakers, we will be having a rapid fire round. We will be having 5 questions in this rapid fire round. So this is for our speakers. They are going to play. So you have to send a thumbs up sign in the chat box. The person who will send the sign first, he will get the chance to speak and he has to answer the question. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Which was the movie on women's hockey? Okay, so we got Rutaji's impression first. So Rutaji, please tell us.
It was Chak De India.
Oh, that's great. That's a right answer. Moving on to next question. Name at least 2 movies in which women played a lead role. Women played a lead role. Okay, Kavita ji, please.
One is Queen.
Yes.
Queen. And
Very nice.
And the other is the old movie called Earth.
Right. Great, Kavita ji. So next question is, who played Rani Lakshmibai in Manikarnika? Okay, Rutaji, send it first. Okay, Rutaji.
Just come now.
Yeah, that's the right answer. So another question is, first woman to flew in space.
Kalpana Chawla.
That's right. So Janet ji, this question is for you. First female IPS officer.
Oh my God.
Think.
Kiran Bedi.
Yeah, that's true. Kudos to all our speakers. They rocked. So this was a fun round, and I hope our viewers and speakers, everybody must have fun. So moving on to closing session, I would like to invite CA Balkishan sir to say a few words to our speakers. Over to you,
Neha. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you very much, Neha. And the session is very, very inspiring, very, very motivational and very, very energetic also. और मुझे लगा ही नहीं सेशन कंप्लीट होने वाला है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि this is just starting. और अभी I have watched कि 6 already बज चुके हैं और ठीक है, according to time we have to close. So very inspiring the session. और जो कविता जी ने, रुता जी ने या जैनत मैम ने जो भी एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किए हो, कविता जी ने जो प्रायोरिटीज के बारे में और जो वैल्यू सिस्टम के बारे में बताया, दिस इज अमेजिंग. और रियली जब तक हम डेलीगेट नहीं करें काम को, अदरवाइज हम नहीं कर सकते. और रुता जी ने भी जो पैशन की बात की, शाहरुख खान के डायलॉग की बात की, तो इट इज वेरी वेरी नेसेसरी. और सेक्रीफाइस तो डेफिनेटली जब सोशली कहीं ना कहीं इन्वॉल्व होते हैं या कहीं ना कहीं हम अपना टाइम डिवोट करते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली फैमिली के साथ कहीं ना कहीं हमें कंप्रोमाइज करना पड़ता है. लेकिन अगर हम उसमें बैलेंस बिठा पाते हैं तो वी कैन डू मोर थिंग्स, और वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे लिए बहुत लर्निंग्स होती है. और जैनत मैम का तो एक ही मतलब सूत्र है, डू बाय योर हार्ट विद योर हार्ट. और डेफिनेटली वो हार्ट से जब हम काम करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली वी अचीव लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स एंड इन आवर लाइफ. और लेकिन जैनत मैम से हम ये जानना चाहेंगे, कई बार हम ये कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि ये बात दिल की आ रही है, दिल से आ रही है या दिमाग से आ रही है. तो कई बार ये गाइड करना वेरी डिफिकल्ट होता है कि दिल की आवाज कौन सी है, दिल की बात कौन सी है. तो डेफिनेटली इस पे भी सेशन रखेंगे. तो वेरी वेरी थैंक यू वेरी मच टू ऑल द स्पीकर्स एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच नेहा गर्ग फॉर नाइसली हैंडल दिस होल इवेंट. बहुत मेहनत की है नेहा ने, एंड नेहा खंडेलवाल इज ऑल्सो. So thank you for being all the speakers, and hand over to Neha. Yes.
Thank you, Balkishan sir. Those are very nice words, and thank you for appreciation. Thank you, Neha, for being there. And thank you all the speakers. You have been wonderful. And I know I have taken a lot of your time while we were preparing for the session. So thank you for giving your
It was
time
fun.
and sharing your inspirational words with us. So thank you everyone.
मेरे हिसाब से तीनों स्पीकर्स आई थिंक तीनों स्पीकर्स की तरफ से भी कुछ क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स होना चाहिए. वी हैव टाइम 2 to 4 minutes more. So
Neha,
all
there's
the speakers one by one.
There is Neha one, as Janet said, she used to write, "I'll become a CA." The same way, while my motherhood and student days, I had one poem stuck on my writing table, which I would like to share it with all the speakers today. It's a very old English poem. It is called Doubt. Just 2 seconds, I'll recite that poem. It goes this way: doubt can stop you in your tracks. Doubt can stop you in your tracks and it can drain away your desire. Doubt can stop you in your tracks and it can drain away your desire. Believing, on the other hand, can set your world afire. Believing in your ability affects the way you act and produces an air of confidence which influences how others will react. When you believe, you can achieve, and believe it with all your soul, you possess a powerful asset. You most likely will achieve your goal. I used to recite this like a national anthem every time I had a doubt whether I'll become a CA or not. So thanks for letting me share that poem again after so many years.
Very nice poem, Kavita ji. That is really nice. So, Ruta ji.
I would only say that I love sleeping, and you all should take a lot of sleep because it's required for not only for health reasons, but when you sleep, do dream. When you dream something about it and put all your energies to make that dream a reality, and then sleep some more because then you have to now dream a different dream. So, thank you.
Wow, very nice and very close to my heart. Even I like to sleep a lot. Okay, Janet ji.
So I just want to last conclude that remember that women are warriors from time immemorial. There have been many queens. Strong women actually walk through a lot of storms, and they do not actually portray or show. But remember that one woman can inspire so many. That's it.
Very
Thank
true.
you so much.
Very true. So with this thanking note, we will see you in the next session. We will see you and we will keep inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Balkrishna ji. It was a really great time to go back to the memory lanes, which has been faded over again. Thanks a lot. But one thing I want to tell all the viewers is that
Yes.
for women specifically, don't go into that rut of equality. We all are different. Enjoy our differences and walk together, but not don't be an accountant in life that you have to match every step of a male or your counterpart. Just compete with yourself and you will have a lovely life.
Balkishan ji and Neha, just on women equality, I would just say men and women are never equal. They are not. Men are here and women are here.
Agreed.
I like this concept of equality, Kavita ji. You are right. We should not try to match up with them. We should only focus what we can do best and where we can find satisfaction in ourselves. That's really nice thing. We should not go in a match. So with this beautiful note, we will take alvida from everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Neha.
Bye-bye.
Once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Balkishan ji.